What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to part 2 of our live Pokemon Showdown session. We are doing OU, and we are bringing the Volcanion team from last time. I know we started this a couple weeks ago, but we're going to get episode 2 in now, and then we're going to get episode 3 in next week on Tuesday. Showdown every week now on the same day. The schedule is just making things a little bit more organized. So anyway, hopefully we run into some cool teams. We are at the bottom of the ladder, unfortunately. So there's that. This is like an almost all shiny team. Half shiny team. More than half. He's got 4 shinies. Anyway, not that it really matters. But yeah, I'm not going to go over the team because we did that in the first episode. So if you want to see what EV spreads we're running and all that jazz, just go ahead and check out the first episode. I went over it for like 6, 7, 8 minutes, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of a bad team. I'm not good at making OU teams, that is for sure. I don't play OU very often at all. Even when I'm playing competitive a lot, I just don't really like OU. But I figured we should try, for the sake of variety, to do some things. So we're going to lead off with Hector here, and this is free rocks for us because he can't do anything but Leech Seed us, and he is going to do that. That is fine. Ferrothorn really isn't too big of a problem because I have Volcanion, and he literally has no switch-ins. He has no switch. Well, that's not true. He has Kyurem. I guess Kyurem would be a switch-in, and I don't really have anything that wants to switch into Kyurem. So we gotta watch out for that. But we're gonna want to switch here. I can't really damage this. So we're gonna go into Zygarde because we can sub on this, and he's gonna use this opportunity to get up his own rocks, and that is fine. I'm just gonna sub here because he's gonna Leech Seed. He's gonna Leech Seed. Yep, there it is. So that's perfect. Now we get the lefties going, and we are not hurt by sand, which is always good, and we can just coil up. So he's got a Gyro Ball. Yeah, that's not going to break the sub, my friend. Not going to break the sub, so we're going to just coil again. What would he switch in? He has no fairy types for Dragon Tail. I don't know what he would want to switch in. I guess Weavile, but we can kill that. He would have to switch out, and, I mean... yeah, it's just not a good situation for him because I don't know how he's going to get out of here and then be able... yeah, he's going to have to sacrifice something because I'm going to be behind a sub with at least +3. I'm going to sub again here. Let's see if he Leech Seeds. He's just going to let me set up on... he's just going to let me set up. Okay, that's fine. I really figured he would not do that. He really needs to switch. Because now I can just Earthquake, and that doesn't even do half? Oh my goodness, that is plus... what, +2? Okay, it's not that big of a deal, but still. I don't really have very much investment in my attack, so I guess that's something. But we can just continually set up here. Obviously, he's getting lefties, but is he going to Leech Seed again? No, he's going to Gyro Ball. He only has 8 of those, and he's used quite a few. So, yeah, I'm just going to Earthquake again. We're at +3 now. He actually survives that. I thought that roll was going to be in our favor. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. I'm going to sub again. This is getting us kind of low, but once he runs out of Gyro Ball, I don't know what he's going to be able to do to us. Like, he's probably got, like, Protect, maybe? I don't know what his other move is. Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, Gyro Ball. I don't think he's shown another move. I'm just going to kill him here because we're behind a sub. I'm not going to be that guy who just PP stalls. I could stall for a few more turns to get rid of those Gyro Balls, and then he'll really have nothing to do, and I could potentially get up to +6 there and just win. But he's got a lot of priority and a potential Focus Sash on that Zam, so it's not like I'm not going to 6-0 him right here. So he's going to go into this to break my sub. This could be Sash too, actually, but it doesn't have a Sash. Oh, he's going to Bullet Seed. Okay, I mean, that does break the sub, and he does get 1 hit off, but we do get off a Dragon Tail, and Breloom is gone, which is huge. Huge. That means he cannot put me to sleep. And now he's going to go into this, which does outspeed me. That's not what I wanted. I mean, I kind of figured he would do that. That was the play to make. I mean, that's really his only play. I could go into Tinsect here because Weavile can't do anything to me. All the moves that he would normally carry are not really going to touch me for much. I could potentially set up some Swords Dances, or actually I'd probably want to U-turn out because of Talonflame. He's going to Icicle Crash, and that is going to miss, so I guess we could have stayed in there, but there was no reason to sacrifice our Zygarde. No reason whatsoever. We can fodder that off later on, and that could be useful. So I think we're just going to want to... We're going to U-turn here in case he wants to switch out into Talonflame. He actually stays in just to low kick. I kind of figured he would want to keep that Ice Shard around since I switched out of Zygarde. I figured he'd want to hold on to that, but I guess he just does not care, so he lets Weavile go down. And now the only priority he has left on this team is going to be that Brave Bird Talonflame, which is good news for us, and he's going to forfeit. Yeah, that was pretty much over at that point because it just was. Talonflame was not going to beat our entire team, and I don't know what that Zam was, but if it was Mega Alakazam, that actually worked in our favor, because as long as we were able to roost up at some point, he was not going to be able to kill Mega Scizor. And that just dies to a U-turn because it has 0 defense. So we're getting into another battle here. This team, oh my goodness. Look at how fat this team is. Are you kidding me? Slowbro, which is undoubtedly Mega. Chansey, Ferrothorn, Florges. This is disgusting. Like, this makes me sick to my stomach right now. Well, at least we have Volcanion. That will take care of some things. And he's got one offensive mon, like, well, I guess T-Tar could be offensive, but Excadrill is the only, like, for sure offensive Pokemon on this team. Watch it be Assault Vest. Watch it be bulky Excadrill. He's going to lead off with Chansey. This could be his rocker, but he has Ferrothorn, so I figured that would be... I doubt that that's, like, Choice Banded. I highly, highly doubt. So we're just going to U-turn out here. He can't do anything to me. I don't think he's got, like, Fire Blast or Flamethrower or whatever chance he would have. Like, Seismic Toss is probably the only thing that he has to hit me with. I kind of want to go guard predicting a Thunder Wave here, but he could also Rocks. And if he Rocks, I can spin on literally everything on his team. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, nothing stops Starmie from spinning unless that's Choice Scarf Excadrill. But if we go into Starmie here and he T-Waves, I mean, that's also not the end of the world because we can always just switch out of that because of Natural Cure. So, do I really have anything to lose by going into Starmie? The answer is no. He's going to Charge Beam. Maybe I was wrong about this guy. Maybe that's the point, is to make people think that this is a stall team and it's actually offensive. Charge Beam Chansey. That is so cool. That is so cool. So he might have... I don't know what he would have. Does Chansey get Hyper Voice? I know Blissey does. I don't know if Chansey gets Hyper Voice. I've never seen anything like this before. We are at the bottom of the ladder, so there's that. We're at like 1150 or something. Like bottom OU ladder. He could have a Fire type move if he's offensive. But it's Chansey. Even at +1, he's not killing Scizor. He could have Ice Beam too, which is a little bit scary, so I don't know that I want to go into Zygarde. Actually, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. We're going to see what his coverage moves are. It's not going to kill me. Toxic? What? What is this? Toxic? Toxic? Charge Beam Chansey. New meta. Hashtag new meta. What is this? What is this? Like, and you were gonna Toxic a Starmie? Did he really I doubt he predicted a switch. He just clicked Toxic. Sometimes, my friends, sometimes. This is gonna be a long battle. I don't know what the point of Charge Beam is on this Chansey, because he's gotta have a recovery move. So if you have another slot taken up by Toxic, maybe he has Ice Beam for the Bolt Beam coverage. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We're going to coil up, though, and get as much out of this Zygarde as we possibly can. We don't really need it for much. It doesn't do a whole lot to his team. I mean, obviously it can one-shot Excadrill most likely, but still, he's going to go out into Ferrothorn. If we can weaken this, that would be fantastic. That would be lovely. because his only yeah, that would be really his only switch into Steam Eruption, because before Slowbro Mega evolves and starts getting up like Calm Minds and stuff, I would assume that Steam Eruption is going to do a lot. And I still don't know what that chance he has. Like, I don't know if that is just going to be especially defensive, if it's physically defensive, if it's defensive at all, or if he just has Toxic. Like, I don't know. And as always, he's going to go for the Leech Seed as I get up a sub, and that's just going to make my HP go down faster, but I didn't want to get Leech Seeded and give him HP. So now we just attack. We just attack until Grail goes down, unless I want to keep it as fodder. But like, he doesn't really have any offensive threats. Like, why would I need a sack at this point? It doesn't look like I'm going to need a sack, to be honest. This is going to be a long battle. I'm so tempted to just cut this out of the recording because I feel like this is going to take up most of the time. And I don't know if I want to subject you guys to that. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see how it goes. That's not doing that much to Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn is fat. And we can just click Earthquake again. He's letting this get weakened. I mean, he could potentially pass a Wish. So he's just going to let... You're going to let Grail go down by setting up spikes there. So hazards are nice for him, I guess, because I only have one team member that's going to be immune to it. And I could go out into Thunderous Heal here and just click... Nah, he's probably going to sack this. He's probably going to sack this. We can go out into Starmie. We can kill this with a Scald, and then we can Rapid Spin on literally anything that he sends out. I'm thinking that's the plan. Get rid of these spikes, and I hope this is his rocker as well. I guess Excadrill could have Stealth Rocks. And Tyranitar, he's got so many rockers on his team. Never mind, he's got like 4 Pokemon on his team could potentially have rocks. This thing has spikes though, so I'm kind of thinking he doesn't have both. Because what else did he show? Leech Seed, Gyro Ball. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's just going to lead this in to die though. I am pretty sure. And of course he's going to get all the momentum because he's going to get a free switch in, and then I'm going to spin. Depending on what he goes out into. If he goes out into T-Tar, I might not want to sacrifice Starmie to spin on that. We'll see what he does though. We will see what he does. Yes, he's taking a really, really long time in between moves here, which is interesting because his team appears to not really have much thought involved. Like, it's just fat thing after fat thing after fat thing after fat thing. So many fat things. My goodness. At least, from what I understand, OU has actually gotten a lot better over the last couple of months. And it used to be just the same things on every single team. And that's why it was so annoying. OU has, like, very rarely been a fun tier to play. But I think it's gotten a lot better, and from what I've heard from people who do play it regularly, it's a lot more fun, so maybe I will play it some more. Is he going to just time out? We're down to 60 seconds now. He's thinking real hard, and he just decides to sack this. Okay, I don't know why that like took 3 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever to just sack your Ferrothorn. But alrighty then. I thought maybe there was a chance that he was going to wait to sack that because he could try to pass a Wish from Florges if he has it. But he's going to go into T-Tar. I don't know that I want to spin on this. He's going to Crunch. He's going to Crunch. I'm going to go into Hippowdon here. We'll take that Spikes damage, and he's going to Dragon Dance up. Possibly banking on me to switch or spin there, which is not a bad play. And he's got the hazards up, so I guess it makes sense for him to start to try to punch some holes in my team. So at least this makes it a little bit better. Thankfully he did not get the drop there, but he's going to try attacking me. I thought maybe he was going to try to set up a little bit more, or even switch out. Okay, well, I mean, this is a great position for me because he needs a crit now. and we can just kill this. I'm gonna click stealth. Is he gonna switch? Is he gonna switch? I mean, this is free stealth rocks for me. I don't need Hippowdon for really anything. I mean, other than maybe Excadrill, but like Hippowdon doesn't do anything else. I'm gonna get... Yeah, I guess I should kill this. I don't know, though. I don't know this. I'm torn. I'm torn between whether or not I should just get rid of this thing, or... Well, he's not Scarf. He's not Scarf. I mean, he's at +1 speed. It's basically like he's Scarf. I'm so torn right here. I guess I should make a decision. I mean, if I try to slack off, he's going to get the defense drop. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed defense drop. So we're not going to mess around with that. Our play is Stealth Rock. He's going to crunch. And yeah, we're going to get up the rocks. So now we can either save this to sack later or just sack it now. And I'm just going to sack it now. Because he's definitely inside the range of Bullet Punch. So yeah. And then with this gone, I can pretty much spin on anything. Yeah, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. Scizor is going to be putting in a lot of work because even if Slowbro is not Mega and it's just like completely physically defensive regenerator stuff, it's not going to want to be taking U-turns, especially if I end up getting a Swords Dance up. So there's that. Florges obviously is a bad matchup. And, I mean, the only thing that resists both of my attacks is Excadrill. And I have things to deal with that. The thing we have to be careful about is the Sand Rush on the Excadrill. So we may have to play around the sand just a little bit to make sure that that is gone, out of the way, and then we should be fine. Because with T-Tar on this team, I would think that he's not going to be running Scarf Excadrill. There goes the sand. So, oh wait, no. 3 more turns. Okay, he must have been... It was Smooth Rock T-Tar with Dragon Dance. Alrighty then. Okay. So he's going to go into the Excadrill. That's obviously the best play that he can make because I poop on the other 3 members of his team with this Scizor. So we're going to want to keep Tinsect healthy here, which means we probably don't want to U-turn out and take damage. And I really don't have that much of a safe switch in. The only thing he has to hit me with would be Earthquake, I would think. But that could potentially allow me to get a safe switch into Thundurus. He could Iron Head. You know what? I am going to U-turn. He does go for the Iron Head. And he's going to flinch me. Okay, I wanted to see how much Earthquake was going to do. But alrighty then. Fine. Because I can roost on the rest of his team. Alrighty then. I really hope this is not King's Rock Excadrill. It might be King's Rock Excadrill. With the sand. If he flinches me to death, I will rage. I will rage. There will be rage, my friends. There will be rage. He's taking so long. I mean, I took a really long time to decide between Stealth Rock and Earthquake, but still. He's going to Iron Head again. He's trying to flinch me, and he doesn't get it. I don't know why he doesn't just go for Earthquake. Even if I go into Thundurus, like, the most I would have to hit him with is Focus Blast, and I don't know that that'll kill. Let's try U-turning out again. And this is the last turn of Sand, too. He just wasted that Iron Heading. So he's going to go into the Slowbro, thinking I'm going to Roost again. And we get a lot of damage off on this. And now I can either go into Thundurus, or I can go into Starmie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to Rapid Spin. We're going to see if he's Mega or not. I believe he is. He has to be Mega. He has to be Mega. He's probably going to be the Calm Mindset, but Thundurus still beats that. So we are okay. We are okay. Yeah, because even at plus 2 special defense, I would think that Thunderbolt might almost kill him. And he might even want to switch out here to get the regen before Mega Evolving, because I don't know that he wanted to take all that damage. He could use this opportunity to go back into Excadrill. We still don't know what the item is on that thing. It didn't show Life Orb. He's going to just Mega Evolve. We get off the Rapid Spin, and he's going to Slack Off, which kind of makes sense. And now we switch in... Let's see. Tinsect. I mean, he could Scald. I really don't want to get burned. I really, really do not want to get burned. Like, I might just lose if Tinsect gets burned. So we need to be careful of the Scalds. Volcanion doesn't do much for me at this point because it loses to Excadrill. And that's a big problem. But do I want to allow him to set up Calm Minds? If he is even Calm Mind, I don't know. I do not know. We can just get a free switch into Thundurus here, though. And then we can do things. I'm going to go into Thundurus. Let's see if he Scalds or Calm Minds. He's going to Calm Mind. That's not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough because I can Thunderbolt you, and that is still going to be a 2-hit KO. I am pretty certain, even though I am Leftovers and not Life Orb, I don't think you're taking 2 Thunderbolts. He's going to try. Yeah, that's a 65% solid 2-hit KO. He makes the misplay of trying to set up another Calm Mind, and now he either has to switch or he's just going to sacrifice his Mega Slowbro, which is perfect for us because Scizor, it's just one extra Pokemon gone that Scizor was somewhat afraid of with the Scalds. So, let's see. What do I want to do here? I really feel like he's going to go into Excadrill. That would be the only Pokemon that he would go into, I would think. Because there's no way I'm going for Focus Blast here, if I have it, which I don't. But there's no way. No reasonable human being would Focus Blast here. That would be a pro play. Because even if he's like physically defensive Florges, it probably would still take a Thunderbolt fairly decently. And Chansey obviously is stupid fat on the special side. So, yeah, I'm just going to Thunderbolt again. He's just going to leave it in. And so Slowbro is gone. That is perfect. Now he goes into Chansey, maybe? Chansey? I would guess. Still don't know what that other move is on the Chansey. We saw Toxic. We saw Charge Beam. Charge Beam, Toxic, Chansey. And what else did he have? Did we see another move? I'm blanking here. I am blanking. He may have showed another move. Soft Boiled? I don't remember if he showed that. But I would assume it's Chansey. He's got to have Recovery. So that only leaves him one space left. It would either be a Fire move or Ice Beam, I would think. And if it's Ice Beam, I can set up to +6 with Scizor and he loses. Because at +6, I would assume that Bullet Punch is a 2-hit KO on Excadrill after Rocks. I would assume. It's taking a long time. Again, this battle is taking up this whole episode. We should be okay to win it, though. So I'm okay. If it took the entire episode against a silly team like this, and we lost, I would be really, really upset. Of course, if he is King's Rock Excadrill, I guess there's a chance he could like flinch my entire team. There is a chance. Although Starmie outspeeds him because I have max speed. So, yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. Make a move. Make a move. You have 60 seconds left. And I'm not forfeiting. I'm not leaving. We're going to win this battle. Like, I'm going to win. Yeah, he's going to go into Chansey. That's what I figured he was going to do like 2 minutes ago. And I can't hit this with anything. I mean, Thunderbolt's going to do 0. But we could go into Volcanion and see how much Steam Eruption does. But it's Chansey. It is Chansey. Why not just go into Tinsect and start setting up some Swords Dances? Because there's not much he can do. Not much he can do. I want Volcanion to get some action, though. That's the thing. I really want to use Volcanion, but we haven't used it at all yet in this episode. We have not used it one bit. But the play to make, the smart play, go into Scizor. Even if he has Flamethrower, Fire Blast, it's going to be doing nothing, especially without boosts. So, yeah. So, yeah, we should be able to roost on that. We should be able to Swords Dance on it. We should be able to do all kinds of things. He should not go for Toxic. Why are you Toxicking? Like, I have a Scizor and Natural Cure Starmie. What are you doing? He's just clicking Toxic indiscriminately, even though it doesn't affect half my team. So he's going to Charge Beam now as we get up to +2. I'm going to Swords Dance again. Even at I'm at +2. He's at +1. Even at +1, he's not going to be able to kill me with Fire Blast or Flamethrower. Or I don't even know. Does Chansey learn Fire Blast? I know Blissey does. I don't even know. I don't even know what he would have. Like, now he's going to switch into Excadrill and allow me to get up to +4. And I kind of want to just stay in and see how much a Bullet Punch does, but I'm going to U-turn out. Yeah, we're going to U-turn out. No reason to play recklessly. And Scizor helps us beat Florges for sure. Because I think I'd only need +2 to easily 2-hit KO physically defensive Florges, I would imagine. I'd have to brush up on my calcs on that, but yeah. And that's the biggest thing I've noticed from having not played competitive Pokemon for a long time, as he's going to get the freaking flinch again. Ugh. Now we roost. Please don't flinch me again. Thank you! Finally, we get off the roost. This is unbelievable. We cannot U-turn out of this. This might be King's Rock Excadrill. Do I really want to just Bullet Punch kill this thing? Or do I want to hard switch? I could hard into Starmie because he's just spamming Iron Head. Yeah, let's hard into Starmie. He's going to Iron Head again because he can't do anything. And he gets a critical hit! Come on. Come on, man. That's just not okay. That is... I'm going to Scald you. You're going to switch, aren't you? Yes, you're going to switch into Chansey. A burn would be nice, but it doesn't matter because Chansey is Natural Cure. But I can recover on this, and if he Toxics me, it's really not that big of a deal. Although we can also go hard back into Scizor, and now that... Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to get a Roost off with Tinsect here. That's what I want to do, because he cannot touch me. Anyway, what I was saying was that the hardest thing about not playing competitive Pokemon for months and then coming back to it was all the calcs that I had like memorized and had a good idea on what they were. Like, I noticed I'm off on a lot of them, and some of them I just flat out don't remember, which honestly helped a lot. So now I'm like calcing things, and battles take longer, and things that I thought I knew I now know incorrectly, or like my memory is a little bit foggy. I'll get it back. I will get it back for sure. But yeah, just thought I would share that little tidbit with you guys. This battle was so long. Oh my goodness. We are approaching 30 minutes in this episode. And like, at least 20 of those minutes probably was this battle. Because that first battle where the guy forfeited did not take too long. It did not. It did not. So this Excadrill is the biggest problem right now. But I don't think it's going to be that we can't win. Like, it's just how long can he stay alive, basically. And will he time out? Because there's been a couple times he's got under 60 seconds on the timer. And he's going to Earthquake this time as we U-turn out. And he's switching in and out on rocks. This thing has no recovery. He's not leftovers. So every little bit of damage is fantastic. Unfortunately, we cannot take another Earthquake, so we need to be careful. But we can just go into Starmie. We could go into... No. Let's see what I want to do here. Thundurus really doesn't help me too much. We could just use Thundurus to try to get as much damage off on this as possible to see if I can bait him to stay in to kill it. Because he's not going to kill Thundurus with Chansey. But I outspeed with Starmie. Because clearly he's not Scarf. There's no way he's Scarf. Even though he's only used like one move each time. If anything, he's banded. That has to be it. I'm gonna be a little bit risky here and recover predicting Chansey. But that's too risky. So I'm gonna Scald. If he goes into Chansey, Chansey cannot touch me. It's a dead weight Pokemon at this point because he relies on Toxic to dish out damage. Charge Beam has done nothing for him because he hasn't shown any other offensive moves. So I don't even understand what the point of that is on the set. He's just wasting turns. And that's perfectly fine with me. That is perfectly fine. So we're going to Scald. That is the safe play. Of course, he could have Aromatherapy on Florges. Chansey obviously is Natural Cure. So getting the burn would only help as long as they stay in. And he hasn't gone into Florges at all yet. Like, we haven't seen it. And I don't know why. It could be that it's physically defensive and it's not good to switch Florges into Scizor. That would be unnecessarily risky, because if I just fire off a Bullet Punch, or if I get up a Swords Dance and then Bullet Punch, he's going to be basically dead. But he doesn't really need Florges for much. And he just leaves it in. I don't know if he like over-predicted or what happened there, and he's going to forfeit. Yeah, he was done. As soon as Excadrill goes down, he has like no way to do any damage. And Scizor, at this point, I could switch in on either Florges or Chansey, regardless of which one he decided to go into. I was going to go hard into Scizor and set up as many Swords Dances as possible, and then just start Bullet Punching until everything was dead, which probably would not take too long. 2 or 3 turns tops, depending on if like +4 or +6 Bullet Punch could one-shot Chansey. And Florges with rocks coming in, yeah. That was a loss for him as soon as he lost Excadrill. He must have predicted something else. I don't know. Maybe he thought I was defensive because I was Recover and Leftovers. I guess that's possible. Then he would have been faster. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. Maybe he just guessed wrong with what set we were dealing with. This is a pretty threatening team. Garchomp, the Kyurem Black. He's got a lot of firepower on this team. A lot of firepower. He's got Celebi, which could... I don't know what that is going to be. His rocker is probably Garchomp, question mark, and he might lead off with that. Which means a decent lead for us would be Hector, because we can get up our own rocks. That would force the Starmie in. Either Starmie or Celebi. So yeah, he's going to lead off with the Garchomp. And I can weaken this with Earthquake, I can get up rocks on this, and then we can recover off the damage. So this is a good matchup for us. I can spin on quite a few things on his team. Well, maybe that's not true. He's actually going to hard into Kyurem here, not wanting to weaken his Garchomp. That is fine by me. We're probably going to want to switch here. Because Ice Beam is looming. We could go into Tinsect here. Or we could predict an Outrage and stay in, but I'm not fully physically defensive, so I don't know how well I would take that. Scizor would threaten him out most likely because Bullet Punch would do a lot. He is going to Ice Beam, and he is going to show off the Life Orb and take sand damage, which is great news for us. I don't know that a Bullet Punch will kill from here, and I don't think he's going to want to stay in. So I really want to just Mega Evolve and click U-turn here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm predicting maybe Garchomp to want to come in here. Or maybe Talonflame. Maybe, but we still have the rocks up, so I doubt he's going to go hard into anything else. And he has 3 Pokemon weak to U-turn. He decides to stay into Outrage. So he's just sacking this? Like, Bullet Punch plus Sand? I mean, I know I'm defensive. Not a lot of attack investment. But still. That was essentially a sack. So he's Life Orb. Which is useful information. Could mean that Tyranitar is Scarfed. Actually, looking at his team, that looks like Scarftar. So he's locked into Outrage, and at this point we can go into Hector, I suppose. I don't know why he Outraged there. I don't understand. Maybe he just thought that Bullet Punch would kill? But he had a decent amount of HP left. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Maybe he predicted me to, like, switch into Starmie? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. We can slack off to see how much damage it's going to do. Yeah, he's not going to want to switch out because after this Outrage, he's in range of Rock, so he would have to spin. But he doesn't even get the 2-turn Outrage, so now we can just slack off again. And with Life Orb, he should be dead. Yep, and he does not get a crit, which is lovely, which means we are at full health as the Sandstorm does subside, unfortunately. Now he goes into Celebi. This could be like Nasty Pass into Starmie, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Because he has like no other options to pass it into. He could be Swords Dance Pass. He could pass that into like anything, basically. Especially if that's Scarf T-Tar. That would be scary. +2 Scarf T-Tar. That could potentially sweep my team because Bullet Punch will not one-shot it. So that is a bit scary. That is a bit scary. We could Dragon Tail that out, potentially. Is that the most likely thing? Swords Dance? Yeah, because he only has Starmie. And there's no way that that is his rocker. There's no way this is defensive Celebi. It's just not happening. So I'm going to go into Tinsect here. He's going to Swords Dance. I thought there was a slight chance that he could have gone for whatever his Grass Stab is. But now he needs to pass. He's not going to go into T-Tar with Tinsect out here. So I'm going to Roost. It's going to have to be Garchomp. It's going to have to be Garchomp. I don't think he's going to want to switch it on rocks with Talonflame. Although that might be his best play. Still not going to one-shot Hippo, though. That is for sure. He's going to go into the Garchomp. And that's not the end of the world. Even at +2, I don't know that he can kill me with Earthquake, to be completely honest. We can predict an Earthquake here and go into Thundurus, because we should outspeed this. I don't think this is Scarf Chomp. I really, really do not. The problem is, if he goes for a Dragon move as I switch in Thundurus, he kills me. Easy. And then we lose, because I have no way to do anything to it. Or at least we're going to have to sacrifice most of our team. We could go the route of sacrificing Hector, but Hector matches up decently with T-Tar, so I don't know that I want to do that. Yeah, we're going to go into Thundurus, make that play. I really thought he was going to go for Earthquake, and thankfully he does. So now we can just hit him Power Ice, and that just kills. So that was like fully offensive Garchomp, because I don't think defensive Chomp or Tank Chomp or whatever you want to call it, I'm pretty sure that does not die to non-Life Orb HP Ice. Like, there's no way. There's no way. So that's gone. And I could... Oh, he's just going to forfeit. He's just going to forfeit. Okay, we're going to call it quits after that because it is about 38 minutes. Unfortunately, that second battle took forever. Mostly because of his fat team and the fact that he took forever in between moves. But that's going to do it for this time. We'll be back next week with one more episode before we finish things off. Hopefully Volcanion gets some more action. And if I have to ladder up a little bit to get some more competent opponents, I will do that. But we're at 1200, so we're making a slowish climb. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do. And I will see you all next week. But until then, game on!